Hello there, welcome back to some more Disco Elysium. In the last episode what we did was we spoke to Everett, got a new task from him because of course it wasn't that easy. And now we're going to go, I've had an idea, I'm going to go try and speak to the woman in the room next to me because she was on that roof. I want to see if she is available to talk or if she's in the shower again. I'm not sure. Maybe that people do certain things at certain times of day and I've picked the same time of day twice. I'm not sure, but we'll find out. Kuno doesn't fucking care. I'm sure you don't.
The door is closed.
Knock knock.
Still no answer.
Knock knock.
Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance.
Let's try the handle.
This door can only be opened with a key or from the inside.
Okay, no joy. No joy at all. Oh, some money on the table. Didn't see that. Nice little 40 cents. Alright, so I'm going to look in the mirror. It's not going to work, but I'm going to try. I can't get out this door. It's locked.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Okay, let the mirror be for now. Let me use my cutters.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
I could attempt to stop the expression from happening. Or I can try and fix the things, but I haven't got very good interfacing or electrochemistry. So that's not going to happen for now. Okay. That's fine. Is there a way onto the roof from here? Or is it only from her house? Because there's the balcony. Can the balcony get to the roof? No. Yeah, I want to get up there. I think it's only from her room that I can. And maybe I'd only have been able to get in there in the very first part of the game. I gave her the expression and it worked. I'm not sure. It sounds so dirty when you say it like, maybe it's just me and my mind. But I'm just like, oh yeah, baby, I'm going to give you the expression. It's just odd. Yeah, I'm going to do one thing that Kim doesn't like. Because I'm going to take the boots. Because I said I was going to find all the boots, so I need to find all the boots. I mean all the armor pieces, sorry. I know what I meant. Hello there. It's all about money, you know. Yeah, I guess it is. I can speak to the girl again, although she just thinks I'm a pedo, so it's not really going to help. Not Annette. Annette thinks I'm fine. I mean the girl over the other side. I think a white check might go red if there's no other option.
Detective, are you here for more books?
What are you doing now?
Math. It's really difficult. Like, really. They say you need it to get rich. Better than standing outside in the cold, I guess.
Yes.
Oh, I found something while you were away.
What is
I
it?
thought this would fit you. Like, thanks for helping out. Not me. The city, I mean. Like a detective does.
She gives you a hat almost exactly the one Dick Mullen wears on the covers. It's a detective hat.
Yes, just like the one Dick Mullen wears all the time. You'll look way more serious with that.
Thank you.
Right, I have to get back to my homework now. Before Mum notices. Man, this is hard.
I could have helped you with the math. Maths is something of a specialty of mine. Oh, +1 encyclopedic knowledge. Hello. Oh yeah. Beautiful. I look like a goddamn hero. Okay, right. Even more encyclopedic knowledge. My encyclopedia is like, what, 7? It's pretty high. It's 6. 6 now. Like that. And then I saw her from the corner of the red room. You're right that I'm a cockatoo.
Excuse me?
I went and read up on them, just like you said. I even decided what kind of cockatoo I am. Want to know?
I don't know. The most talkative one?
No, I'm the Bang Bang cockatoo.
The what now?
The Bang Bang cockatoo. It's the most common one.
You truly are one strange cop, aren't you?
The woman before you.
I just wanted to I just wanted to tell you because you told me to look it up. Speaking of, there's that book of... I can interact with all of these.
A cockatoo is this
What more?
book talks about the delicate nature of
Let's
this
conquer Bang Bang Cockatoo.
name. The Bang Bang Cockatoo is where to
Okay,
even
problems.
begin. All cockatoo
I could handle that.
owners also
That's
it
pretty
is
bad.
not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not a. You're
That's
right.
something great about cockatoos.
Cockatoos are
Yes.
not great for the neighbours.
Yes.
Performing, yes, birdie.
Okay.
You're right. Not great for performing, yes.
So what was...
Bird.
Okay,
Where to
problems.
even begin?
Okay, who'd ever want a chat
All
companion? I want
cockatoos
someone who knows how to
and
listen.
owners also report moodiness, loud. It is
Okay.
not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not a. Perhaps the
Major
most
Majestic.
in the words of poet
Funeral.
Express is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo.
Okay. I just wanted to see if there's anything else. So anyway, the book Lafumi Volume 1, Number
The
4.
front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Friesel. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to the corners of the cover.
Why antlers?
Because white antlers are one of the symbols of communism.
I see.
They represent a society in accord with the natural world and at the same time above it.
Why Frissel?
Because Friesel was incompetent, foolish, and cruel. In short, the embodiment of everything the communards wished to overthrow.
Ah.
It's satire, you see.
Flip through the pages and see what catches my eye.
To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. Just column after column of closely set text, interrupted occasionally by little doodles in black and white.
Right.
After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of contents. The magazine is divided into several sections. International developments, Kunst und Kultur, and local concerns. Just inside the cover, there's also an editor's note.
I'm hoping my vast intellect will help here. Read the editor's note.
Comrade, as you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, Du cristal alla fume. This was his way of describing the way the rigid, crystalline structures of capitalist ideology turned to smoke under communism. But, like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going à la fume. Unlike many publications which are content to spoon-feed their readers reassuring drivel, La Fume is committed to telling the radical truth, even when that truth may drive away potential subscribers.
One of those words may be true. Only 4 issues in, it sounds like they've already alienated their readership.
So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing today. Yours in struggle, the editors.
I think this is a communist magazine.
What do you expect? It was laying around the office of the Debarders Union. They're probably bankrolling the thing.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
I want to catch up on international developments.
This section includes a long, tedious critique of the latest round of free trade negotiations between the EPIS nations and the Free State of Semenine.
Doesn't seem that boring to me.
You also skip over an article about heavy fuel oil smuggling along the Messina border, something about bear wrestling in Samara, book riots in Yugograd. Face it, you really aren't interested in foreign affairs. You're not even sure where most of these countries are.
Maybe not now.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
What is Kunst und Kultur?
It takes a moment, but gradually it dawns on you that Kunst und Kultur must mean arts and culture.
I know Kultur was culture, but I didn't know what Kunst was. Why they decided to title this one section in Voldo is beyond you.
As you leaf through this section, you come across several reviews of recent radio plays, as well as a brief artist spotlight featuring a local artist identified only as CS. The main feature, though, is a long essay titled Tip Top Tournée, a critical Mazovian perspective. The Tip Top Tournée is an inter-Isolari racing series mostly known for its high speeds, ludicrous sponsorship deals, and high death toll. In Revachol, it's held quadrennially on the prestigious Zero Carousel racing circuit.
Read the profile of CS.
This so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A, made all the briefer by the subject's evident hostility to her interviewer.
Alright, let's see what these communists have to say about Tip Top.
You think you're settling in for a relaxing recap of the most recent season, maybe sprinkled with some nice anecdotes
That would be cool.
about a few of the more colourful drivers. Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10,000-word feature about all the politically problematic aspects of Tip Top Tourney.
Well, what's wrong with Tip Top?
Where to even start? For one, there's the crass commercialism of its sponsorships. And then there's the practically criminal emphasis on deadly motor crashes. So, all of it, basically.
Hang on, who wrote this stuff?
Oddly enough, this article has 2 bylines. Nasteb Encolada Bernal and Exilus Buka. There's no way those are real names.
Wait, why aren't they real names?
Have you ever met anyone named Exilus? Come on, they're plainly pseudonyms.
What's so bad about sponsorships?
Under capitalism, the article says, every pursuit has its price. Every pleasure, even one as elemental as the joy of racing others around a track, is reduced to an advertising opportunity. Thus,
Yes,
a
and?
so-called tourney becomes a competition between increasingly meaningless brand signifiers. Your discount laundry detergent racing against a pack of Astra cigarettes, or even a Fritta.
Yeah, but then you get to see them crash.
And that precisely is what's problematic about it. Were it not for the promise of random, spectacular violence, audiences would quickly lose interest. At the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real races that you're really watching for.
I would say that a certain subset of the racing community certainly do see it that way. Like Formula 1 is waning in popularity a lot because, in part, the racing is more boring, which is a bad racecraft because the cars can't follow each other, but also because there is less crashes because it's much safer. And there probably are some people who literally only care if someone dies in a big fireball at 200 miles an hour. I like racing for the racing.
Sure, you think that, but subconsciously, it's the visions of brand names being engulfed in flames that you crave.
Not really.
That's because you haven't been reading critically. But don't worry. The whole point of these sorts of articles is to let someone else read critically for you.
That's a bad idea. Do not do that. Do not let other people give you your opinions. Thank you. Kim, this article says that no one really watches Tip Top Tourney for the races.
Oh, come on. Can this article read your mind?
No, I guess not.
Well, there you have it. No reason to get hung up on the pretentious ramblings of a few young men.
You're right, Kim.
If I had to wager, I'd say they've never even seen the inside of a motor, much less a motor race. I take whatever they write with a large grain of salt.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Let's see what they mean by local concerns.
Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support for the dock workers' strike. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbour red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. A city in revolt. First we take Martinez, then we take La Delta. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Cape Side apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent.
The fuck? That's how rent works. Now, you could argue, should people be charging so much for rent? Maybe not. Maybe the idea of having a roof over your head is a common right that everyone should have. But we don't live in that world. So while we live in the world we live in, we have to operate by the rules in which the world we live in has set. Yeah, it should be better if Labour could reach some reasonable accommodation. You can't have one without the other.
According to these editorials, there can be no accommodation with the forces of international capital or their mucilaginous allies in the coalition.
Hold on, what's this about coalition?
Judging from the context, it's something very large and fundamental. You should probably know about it already, honestly. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Okay, I'll put the magazine away. So that helped pass some time. It's now 25 to 5 at night. I'm still a little bit at loss as to what to do. But we can have a look at our tasks and our map and things to try. The cloak is no good to me because I've already finished it. I want to find the knick-knack stand and the map wall. The warded door as a pain threshold of challenging. Okay, I'm going to go try and do the barbell and stuff. I don't expect I'm going to be able to lift it, but we'll give it a go. Crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. I like, and as a Joey related thing, I enjoy shops that are very blatant about what they do. Like I would like a fish and chip shop to just say the fish and chip shop. Like that makes sense to me. I like that. Alright, let's have the old crowbar back on. I don't think it's going to make any material difference whatsoever, because the crowbar isn't strong enough. I don't get a -20 penalty for that, but...
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Yeah, so until I find a better pry bar, that's just not happening. It's an absolute no-goer. Yeah, I want to go try and lift the barbell, even though I think I can't. Because it's considered a legendary, which means it's highly unlikely to happen. Unless I was, like, super voided out of my gourd, then I might be able to do it. Getting the pry bar will unlock... Or getting a better thing will unlock the lock on the ice cream frozen lid. And then I can open the lid, and then I can get the... probably the other thing to put in the machine to get the password.
Patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master.
Yeah, I could try this. It's going to hurt me if I fuck it up, though. This is 54%, so even at Legendary, my 6 in Physical Instrument is pretty good. So all the Physical Instrument challenges that are less than Legendary. So Heroic might be harder than Legendary. So if 6 is a good barometer of skill, then Encyclopedia, Conceptualization, and Visual Calculus are very good. Physical Instrument and Electrochemistry aren't too bad. But electrochemistry at 5 in the mirror is god-awful. Okay. But I haven't really upgraded it at all. So, that would make sense. I want to check the warded door with my pain threshold. Oh, now I can't. Okay. So there's going to be quite a few of these things where I can't do it anymore because I've clicked on the thing, but it's still in the list. That's frustrating, but it's fine. Like, there's not a lot I can do about it. Lots of RPGs have these little things that happen where, like, flags don't get set properly or they don't know to check, so they don't get cleared up. I'm far too... Like, the reason why I'd never be able to actually finish an RPG is, like, making one, is because I'm far too anal about that shit. I'd have to fix every single loophole, every condition, every flag. I'd have to sit there for hours and hours trying to make it work, and it's just not a way to be. Like, what happens if I cut the power to the ice cream maker?
Only the black cable is plugged into the breaker box, while the red one lies neglected on
Let's
the
unplug it.
floor. Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Why did you do that?
It's because it's black, the colour of immeasurable cosmos.
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has one cable missing.
Indeed.
This orange machine is dead still.
Right, let me try and turn the crank. It might destroy what's inside.
And an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dream. You slip your fingers under if
Still
you want
frozen.
to try again.
My thinking was, if this is no longer powered, then it might start to melt because it can't keep itself frozen. I mean, it'll take a long-ass time, but it will eventually thaw. And if it thaws, then I can just pop it open dead easy. Maybe still with the pry bar, but the pry bar might be stronger if it's not completely encased in ice. Was my thinking. Right. Yeah, I need to figure out how I'm going to get up there. Kuno don't fucking care.
Fuck does Kuno care?
He turns to you. He doesn't care.
Kuno doesn't.
I like Kuno. He's got spirit. Yeah, I've got to wait for a little bit longer. I've got to wait until about 8:45, 9 o'clock. Put the body down, then go to bed. Let Kim go to sleep. Come out. Do what I got to do. Also, I've got to go to the pawn shop because I've got to sell some of these photos and stuff to get some money to sleep. The life of a destitute police officer. I've got to do what I've got to do. I think that the cards and stuff are only for money anyway. Revashol. Aranye. Klasie.
Hello again. How can I help you?
Something I'd like to
Sure.
sell.
Let me have a look.
I'll check my pockets.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
I need my pen. I want to sell the photos. These are probably going to come back to bite me. The rifle has no use. I can't fix it. Thank you. Don't have anything to sell at the moment.
Perhaps.
Do you know anything about the traffic minutes on the loose?
Traffic? I'm sorry, officer, but I don't drive.
But didn't you hear it when the traffic minutes drove over your roof?
Now that I think about it, I do remember hearing a thunderous noise the other night. Some kind of powerful electric vortex hitting the shop, and then moving on.
That sure narrows down our list of suspects.
The vortex sounds fascinating.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I didn't really know what to make of it, but I know it meant something.
Yes. Okay, cool. Thank you, sir. I will appreciate you not talking to me about my gun. I'm very embarrassed and shy about it. And don't bring it up. Tomorrow, in the in-game day, I'm going to be able to unlock so much shit. The left-hand side of the whole river. Oh, baby. I've done quite a lot. But I've still got even more to do. I don't know how long the game is. I know it's an RPG, so it's going to be pretty long. I'd imagine like 80 hours or something. So I'm going to have a lot of game to go through. It might not be that long because I think it's like an indie studio, but we'll see. And I have enough money to pay for the night now, so that's what I was going to do. Right, hello.
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito and bullet holes.
Oh, I'm not going to put it in there. Good mail delivery box. You're a good box. Oh, yes, you are.
The box seems happy.
Yeah, could just put it in there, but it doesn't solve anything. It is more of just me trying to, like, get rid of responsibility. I got 5 experience, but maybe I only had 93. I thought I had 95 already, so I would have leveled up, but clearly not the case. I think, what can I do? Right. I can always read. I've got 4 real extra, so I might be able to buy a book and learn something.
The display rack is brimming. This is entirely, completely you. You have found the right books.
I can't afford them. I would that I could. But I am too poor.
Shelves filled to the brim with crime
Look through the display.
These books great. What's
Yes,
more, not
yes.
a single mention of
Oh,
what
God, no.
shelves filled.
Oh god, no. No, no, no. Not crime fiction. But
The plaque on the shelf read,
Look through the
browsing
display.
through all the books. Suddenly, a particularly high-speed love chronicles the romance between two
think this is
of the
stuff I haven't
finest
seen.
tip-top tourney racers in history. One of them is the madcap driver, Jacob Irv. His blonde mane graces the cover.
I'm going to read this. Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. None of them seem important and relevant, or just vapid egoism. Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eyes. It reads High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Ur and Alfie Delatraz by one Celia Ava book.
Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star. He's famous for shooting morphine into one of his eyeballs and cocaine into the other. Next to that, Rivasholian radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a rundown drug den. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8, reporting on real-life crime and ruining cops' days.
I see.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse, though, but not too long. I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead. Take your time. Time is commerce.
Storekeep. Anything you know in this
I
shelf?
would say... the greatest innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool, delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power.
Great. I don't need to know anymore.
Shelves full of biographies of famous people, whoever they are.
I can't bring myself to do that either.
Several maps. The maps look old and faded. Your eye can...
Can I buy the
sorry,
maps?
Officer. The map of Martinez, they're quite valuable, though they might not look it. Yes,
See,
yes.
to understand
Are
my
you
resources.
interested or
My resources are vast. Powerful.
This bookstore is not...
Sir, I can't have you end up, like, opening a...
She doesn't want to sound me then. I'm slightly too poor still to buy anything.
a small mountain of colourful board game boxes. There are numerous...
I kind of like the idea of buying the extremely expensive, like blowing all my money on the board game, which does nothing, but would be cool. Me and Kim will just play... fuck the investigation, we'll just play Operation Vival for the next 12 years. That'd be fun. So I need something else to spend my money. Well, I can go pawn off the bottles I've got in my little bag. Little baggie. Maybe buy a health item if it isn't too expensive. I imagine they'll be very expensive because they don't want you to lose health. But... hello there.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back.
No, don't need that. Put my bottles in it.
The tear machines, your bottles clunk into the machine.
Oh yes. Lovely 50 cents.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Could I have some Nuzafed?
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
Another one.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
Another one.
Okay, here.
Thank you. Right. So, that's so when I fully heal, I've got a full healing complement after that. Now I should probably go buy the room so I don't get tempted to spend my money on other bullshit that I don't need. But I could, though. But I could. I could spend my skill point on learning this, but I think I'm going to do it on learning some skills so that I can get better. So, for example, there's a lot of interfacing that I need to get better at. Because the skill checks will give me experience anyway, and therefore I can get more level ups and then do more things. So it's all good. Right, I still can't get into that room. It's one of those situations where it could just open based on time. Like maybe by Thursday morning it'll be open. Or it's one of those things where it'll be... because I did something wrong earlier, I already can't get in here ever. Which is fine. This is the like stupidly hard look at the thing and
Just
internalize your own self.
Nothing to see here.
Impossible 18. I need conceptualization 18 to have a 100% chance. Did they say the numbers on them? No. They don't. It just says impossible. Bash the fucking door down.
A sturdy metal door
Knock, knock, bitch.
rattles again.
Stop banging on the door. I'm not letting any more strangers inside.
Who am I speaking to?
Who I am.
Is the police?
The police? Everyone knows the police don't come round here.
I'm not joking.
Go check the backyard door. Maybe someone there will.
Backyard door. There must be another entrance to the east.
Yeah, but I can't get in the backyard door because there's no such... Like, I click it and it just goes, no, no. See, this is the backyard door. There must be another way into the building. I mean, I gave the letter now, so I could go in here. Everard doesn't need to know. I did what I told him to do. Hee hee. You. Small suitcase full of clothes. Guests are staying over. A book entitled The Hidden World of Walking Sticks lies open. You can almost feel the warmth of the red sun on the flag.
This is the flag of Revachol, the suzerainty.
What's with the sun?
This isn't just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around the big sun. This is the sevenfold sun miracle.
What's the sevenfold sun miracle?
It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomena is how old Revachol got its flag.
Lieutenant, the old flag of the suzerain.
Mm-hmm. The tenant is an old-fashioned guy.
By old-fashioned, he means very right-wing. The
Nope.
flag doesn't seem to mind. It's just a colourful fabric with a sun sewn onto
I mean, I wouldn't bow to my own
Both
flag.
flags
It doesn't make much
looks
sense.
like
It's just a it's just
children's
fabric.
drawing.
It doesn't mean anything. Whoever lives here admires fair-haired fancy heroes with big muscles. Big muscles. Logic. I beat you with logic and
A row
reason.
of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning amidst mysterious symbols. A broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes, and others.
Tap on the mugs.
A little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable. There's something disdainful in the way the curves and lines of the bodies were drawn.
What do I mean uncomfortable?
It looks like the artist is celebrating diversity, but underneath, he's just making fun of these people.
Cynical, slippery bastard.
You ain't gonna change someone's mind by calling them a bastard. The lieutenant picks up one of the mugs, then puts it back down with a look of disdain.
I'm beginning to feel better about breaking into this man's apartment.
Move on. So, yeah, I mean, I said to Everard I wouldn't go in, but I didn't go in when he asked me not to go in. He never said, never go in it again. So, as far as I'm concerned, I'm fine. Right then. So let's be very careful about this. I've got 1, 2, it's composure I want to level up, isn't it? I've got, we've got lots of interfacing. The mirror is interfacing, but I can't do this one. Interfacing. Don't think I could do anything with the map wall either. I guess I should do Inland Empire, because I want to try. If I do this, my Inland Empire is going to be completely fucked. But I kind of want to, because I think the benefit will eventually help me. And it's only going to take time. So I don't have to do the body again today. I can leave it again. +1 conceptualization, +1 suggestion, or more logic again. More drama. Become more strong. My pants, savoir faire and electrochemistry. Neck, 1 land in an empire. I can get bullets. So I can get a gun and shoot people with it, but I'm not going to do that. Just pop head right in his fucking head. No. Don't be like that, Joey. Don't do that. Right. So I can't... So it's like 7... It's 5 o'clock at night. So I've got a bit of time left to go until I can sleep. I should probably, yeah, pay for the room because I keep doing things with my money and then I'm going to run out of time. I'm going to run out of money. I think it was 25 before, but he's charging me 20 now. Maybe I've been good. I've made good on my promise to be a good boy and not destroy things. So maybe he's liking me more. Or maybe I just misremembered, which is more likely. Hello, mate. Coming to pay me bill.
I helped got the 20 real.
Yes.
Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
Good bill. Goodbye. Good bill. Yeah, so I paid for my my room again, so I can sleep whenever. There's money there. Are you going to let me come in? Yep, they're going to let me do that. That's fine. Beautiful. Okay. I could beat up Measurehead again just for kicks. I'm not going to do that. But I could.
The worn and beaten wooden planks.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder.
Yeah, he really doesn't want me to do that. Right, so it's 5 o'clock at night. I think the police will have stopped working by now. So I think I can put the body down. And then in about 4 hours come back and fix it.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and white boots. His skin is marbled with decaying veins.
In my inland empire is god awful. Yeah, because of what I've done, I can't really do that. I'm not going to. I've changed my mind.
What do you see?
Well, I've been through all of it. There's nothing else to go through. I do believe. Did I lock that bin after... Yeah, this is like one of those... Did I leave the iron on? Did I lock that bin after I'd opened it? I think I did. I gave him back the key at any rate. So last night, if I hadn't locked it, he would have gone and fixed it, I'm sure. Yeah, so I don't know if I can go to sleep whenever I want. I don't think so. I think I have to wait until 9 o'clock at night. But I can also read things again. I guess I might be able to update my ledger.
The ledger you found in the trash. Oh, and the cool piece of toilet paper is stuck to the back.
Let me inspect the toilet paper.
It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Maybe it's kitchen tissue. They look exactly the same.
If you want it to be kitchen tissue, it can be kitchen tissue. It's not, though. It's toilet paper.
Leave it there. It's cool.
Cool toilet paper. I mean kitchen tissue. It says, "Everyone look at me and my kitchen tissue covered cop ledger. I don't care. My ledger is droopy and it smells like a urinal."
Inspect the clip.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
Run my finger across the aluminium.
The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before.
Hey, Lieutenant, what's this?
What? That thing. It's a halogen watermark. We use it for adding information to RCM property.
Interesting. What kind of information?
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
Maybe yours will have how many cases you've solved.
How can I read it?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
Like, for example...
All RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
Thank you, that's all.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight.
Read a case file.
It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Which one?
That's fine. The Next World mural.
This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito, nay, a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Couronne. Cause of failure, rent too high. The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cut into their form reads, "True love is possible only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class. People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer. You and your partner are assigned to the case. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the bell lecturers have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the Next World mural, as the crew calls it, remains an unknown.
Wait, do I ever find out who came up with it?
The case files do not show you finding the author of the design.
Read on.
The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organized by you and the rest of Row 3. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villa Lobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rambling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between 2 options.
I think graffiti, as long as it's not inflammatory, as in like hateful, then I think it's fine. I don't agree with the message, but I think why not keep it? If it was tactfully if it's nice art.
A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority, and that love truly is possible in the next world for new people, and it is too late for us.
The middle class are not to be blamed, it's human nature.
Did anyone ask you what you believe in, man with the smelly toilet ledger? What do you want to tackle next? Or are we done?
The unsolvable case.
AKA Leslie and Burke. AKA the public indecency drunk and the property damage drunk is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer for 10 years. On January 29, the unsolvable case made its way to you. Why you accepted it, it is unclear. Every officer, and indeed most civilians in Jamrock, know it's unsolvable. You were so drunk, you didn't remember what it was when you signed on. That, or you were high. Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything. It's just what they do. It is their nature. You cannot change the nature of a man, and you can't lock them away because public indecency and small-scale property damage are not punishable by incarceration. The only way for Leslie to stop flashing his genitals to bypassers and for Burke to stop dismantling signage and rear-view mirrors would be for them to stop drinking alcohol, which, in their 40s or 50s, it's hard to tell because of their distorted features, is a medical improbability on par with you ceasing to produce the expression.
Can we just keep them off the streets?
You would think that, but you're wrong. Where's the fun in exposing your genitals or breaking stuff in your own home? No, Leslie and Burke are on the corner of Main Street and Perdition, because that's where the action is. Can you keep yourself off the streets?
Proceed.
Threatening, fines, dragging them to the station. locking them up in the hellholes they live in, locking them up in the station, hypnotherapy, even trying to get the local gang of Zemyaki to take them out. The Zemyaki gave them ethanol, so Burke and Leslie would expose and rampage even harder. You tried it all, and still the complaints wouldn't stop, as they hadn't stopped for 10 years. It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH had more important cases to attend to. You uncover cross-reference to several ongoing investigations, each brought to a standstill every time you drive down Main Street. Because there they are, on the corner of Perdition. And what is Leslie doing?
Public indecency.
Good, you're learning. If the files are to be trusted, that's all there is to it. That and Burke breaking things, and the fact that they're both drunk. But then again, so are you. The case becomes considerably less comic one day when Burke takes a swing at your ledger. He must have it confused with the property he likes to damage. But the joke's on him. You're drunk out of your mind on potent Pilsner. You slam the hardened plastic board in his face. Then you proceed to beat him unconscious with it. In the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment within, reserved for permeable documents, is jammed shut. You stop your assault on the now unconscious Burke to open it, but are unable to do so. The officer began to cry, reports Leslie, who, at this point, is tending to Burke. He came at us, and at us. I think he was trying to kill Burko. While trying to kill Burko, you slowly come around. The permeables compartment is open. You've smashed it open on poor Burko's kneecaps. The good news is, Burke can't walk anymore.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Can't get out of his apartment, an invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back on the indecent exposure. Maybe he flashes his genitals to Burke. Who knows? But both drunks are off the street. The complaints stop. The unsolvable case is solved, which is also why the officer responsible narrowly escapes a disciplinary hearing. The end. Do you want to read another one?
Just the one more book. I know we're over time, but I need to get the time moving. Murder at the Hookah Parlor.
Murder. Tum 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 at the Hookah Parlor was a case originally assigned to an officer called Joseph Mills, who is now dead.
Oh dear.
Of circumstances completely unconnected to murder at the Hookah Parlor.
Wait, how?
Beaten to death by a throng of Villalobos gang members when him and his partner J.M., only initials mentioned, answered a call one night. It's a sad story, and it isn't really represented in your case files. Stop stalling and get to the murder at the Hookah Parlor.
Right, on with the murder.
Joseph Mills was on this case that he just couldn't solve. Was doing it solo. Said it was a real nutcracker, a real brain twister. Was on it for, like, a month. The captain got impatient. Shit or get off the pot, Mills. Mills didn't get off the pot. Not yet. He kept at it for a couple of weeks more, racking his brains, running with every theory, as outlandish as they seemed. Still couldn't solve the murder at the Hookah Parlor. Tough case, he said. Toughest he's ever had.
Wait, was Joseph Mills a good cop?
No, he was awful. Awful sense of humor, too. The worst jokes you've ever heard. Really rapey. Still, he'd been on it for months now. Said it was the final case. Said it was uncrackable. That murderer vanished into thin air. That goddamn Hookah Parlor was all he talked about.
Go on.
Okay, so the case is handed to you because Mills isn't getting anywhere, and you look into it. Here's the setup. A young man is found dead in a hookah parlor. You know, those places where you go and smoke bubblegum-flavored vapor all day.
It's pretty stupid.
Yeah. So anyway, young man in his 20s found with his skull busted open, right on the floor of the hookah parlor, in the middle of the day. No one else is in there. Only client that day. In perfect health, too. Some kind of movie producer. No one enters. No one exits. He's just sucking on his watermelon hookah all morning, all noon, like he usually does. He's a regular. No calls, nothing. Just sucking on the hookah until 15:45. Then bam, He's dead, on the floor with his skull busted open, blood everywhere. What happened? How can it be? Mills has no idea. Invisible assassin, movie deal gone sour. Girl at the counter did it. Nothing fits. Eerie. Man just dropped dead. So you go to the parlor. You see cushions around the table. Table's low, heavy, really sharp edge.
He sucked hookah, stood up, passed out, and hit his head on the table and died.
See? You can't even read the thing without solving it. Yeah, it was that. Turns out hookah does do something. It turns off your brain's oxygen supply, and you don't notice it until you get up to go to the bathroom.
He must have sucked a lot of it.
Yeah, he liked his hookah. Stephen was his name.
And what was he doing there for 6 hours?
Smoking hookah. Didn't you hear? I don't know. Trying to come up with a movie script, maybe. Anyway, that was Murder at the Hookah Parlor. Joseph Mills wasn't a good detective, and about 30 minutes has passed, piecing it together. Next.
It wasn't the murder, it was just an accident.
Changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clip.
I'm going to smell this. It's a bad idea, but I'm going to do it. Smell the ledger.
The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner.
Let's browse the case
Arson,
files.
Petty theft, spousal abuse, handwritten logs on dozens of investigations date back to January 51. Stamped case files, commit to paper. These are your last couple of months in Revachol, Precinct 41, Jamrock Quarter. You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
Okay, I'll put the ledger away. That helped me spend about 2 hours. It was very good.
Regular law official.
Hello, sir. It's me.
You've done it, Harry. Whatever else you are, you're also boring now. It was not easy. You spent most of your life trying to funk up every nook and cranny of your personality. When someone says something political, the first 3 thoughts in your head are a ludicrous hodgepodge of communism, fascism, and stock tips. When they ask you why you did something, it's superstardom, apocalypse, or the mea culpas of the flagellant cop monk. It's not easy reaching for the 4th option, the normal one. But you have. And now, you're not just crazy. You're also boring.
Okay, so I've got -1 Inland Empire and Shivers forever. So I get a bonus from items there. Yeah, I should have 1, but I get an item and then I lose it again. All my learning caps are increased to 3. So now I can't ever be below 3 learning caps in anything. So things that were 2 before can now be 3. That's not bad. Right, so I'm going to go stand in front of the car so I know what to do next time. And I'll see you guys then when we read our watermark, see if we can find anything out about our ledger, which will be useful, and then wait like another hour and then go in game time. And then put the body down and then go do our investigations. So see you guys then. Thanks for watching, everyone. Goodbye.